When I married my husband, he was a dairy farmer and I was a city girl. I learned a lot that first year. One morning, my husband asked me to join him in a search. After milking at 4:30 a.m., he discovered that one of the 120 cows was missing. It was a cow due to give birth any day. We walked to the back of the 160 acres. We looked along fence lines. It was cold and snowy. My feet were frozen in the tall rubber boots, even with my thermal socks. But we kept looking. We came to a section of the pasture that had deep ravines and thick undergrowth. Prickly bushes reached with dry thorns, snagging our coveralls. We trudged up the incline and slid down into the ravine, and there she was. She was calving and in distress. Richard helped deliver the baby calf, and he dried off the new calf and encouraged the mama cow to stand. She followed us as Richard carried that heavy calf across 160 acres to a warm barn. That day I saw in person what it looks like for a shepherd or a farmer to seek one that is lost. He searched until he found her. He was willing to go where he needed in order to rescue her. He helped her safely home. Jesus described the joy that a shepherd feels when he finds a lost sheep. He said, and when he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home. Then he calls his friends and neighbors together and says, rejoice with me. I have found my lost sheep. Luke 15:6-7. What a beautiful image of faith. He searches until he finds us. No matter how distant or dark that place might be, right now, there are nearly 7,000 unreached people groups across the world who haven't heard the gospel. Right now, there's a neighbor, a friend, or a stranger who feels utterly lost, but they don't realize that Jesus is looking for them. Right now, there are people who know about Christianity or Christ, but their view of faith is skewed for whatever reason. If we believe that Jesus rescues, heals, transforms, and leads us safely home, how are we sharing that good news? When I was a teenager and a brand new believer, there was a couple in our church that allowed teenagers to hang out at their home every Friday nights. We were loud. We toilet papered their home. They made brownies and popcorn for us. They put up with us, and they looked the other way when we were silly or just downright annoying. As a teenager who longed for a home that looked like Jesus, I watched that couple like a kid in a candy store as they loved each other, as they scolded their kids and loved them like crazy in the process. I watched as the dad sat in a chair and read his Bible. I watched this couple flirt with each other even though they had been married for 20 years. They didn't know it, but because they lived out their faith in tangible ways, opening their home, making food, showing me what normalcy looked like, and what it felt like to see Jesus in the heart of a family, they were leading me home. They were part of the rescue. I tried to tell them years later what an impact they had made, and they were puzzled. They said, Susie, it was only brownies and popcorn. We didn't do much. It was so much more than that. One of them has now gone unto heaven, and I know that she understands how living out her faith was part of my rescue and part of my healing. Maybe living out your faith seems like a challenge. After all, our society says, keep it quiet. This is our come with me invitation in living out our faith so that others are drawn to Jesus. Start where you are, but don't stay where you are. Ask God to show you His heart for someone. Ask Him to show you how to love them. Then start where you are. It might be as simple as brownies and popcorn, but you are now part of helping someone who is lost find their way home.